Namaste and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Puneet Amin, and in this video I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I hate about Interceptor 650. Now this is a very small part of my complete ownership video. Now I'm creating this bite-sized video so that you get access to the topics that are relevant to you. Now if you too own an Interceptor or a Continental GT 650 or any motorcycle in that matter, let me know in the comment box below what are the things that you don't like about it. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as that one small click from you is a big happiness and motivation for me. And now let's begin. Bad point number 1, that is the high speed wobble. Now I'm going to share you my personal experience of my recent tour. So I was attempting a high speed of 150 kilometers per hour, and I was around 140 kilometers per hour at that time at the empty stretch of road. So the bike was quite stable, even the engine was stress free. But if any undulation comes on the road, maybe the highway strips or even a small pebble that lands up under your front wheel, the bike gets completely disturbed and starts to wobble, which is not at all confidence inspiring, and hence from that moment onwards I was just cruising between 100 to 120 kilometers per hour. Bad point number 2, the parts and the paint quality. Let me show it to you personally. Now here's my first major concern. Now you see this engine casing. Now it's basically a cast aluminum casing which tends to attract a lot of oxidation, mainly during monsoon. This problem has been plaguing Royal Enfield's bike since more than a decade. I've seen this problem on the Classic, I've seen this problem on the Bullet. It's there prominently. I don't know why Royal Enfield does not change it. Come on, you already know it, and especially if you're living anywhere near to the coastal area or the sea, you are going to face this issue every time. People will say you do metal polish and all. I've done that. The process of reoccurring becomes slower, but it does happen. So that is one of the bad points. Royal Enfield, if you're watching it, please do something about it. And if you do it, please give me a compensation about this thing. Paint problem number 2. Now as you can see, this part has already chipped off, and you can see a lot of bubbling taking place. Now the same problem continues on the engine as well. Now if you can see closely, at this point you will see a lot of bubbling taking place. That means it's gonna chip off soon. Also, Royal Enfield's second plague is rusting. When I was buying the Interceptor, I thought they might have solved this problem, but no, that's not the case. Here, as you can see closely, there is rusting and chipping taking place from the cylinder heads, as well as you can see the bolt is completely rusted from inside, which is again an ugly part, and also I will suggest Royal Enfield to change it. Also, it being a Royal Enfield, you presume that it is going to be a metal bike, but in this machine you will find plastic bits here and there, like on the mudguard, the side panel, and the rear mudguard. Also, the plastic used on the common touchy parts like the switchgear feels cheap. Coming to point number 3, the tires. Now it may look Pirelli, but it is not at all the high standard Pirelli that you expect. That means you cannot go Valentino Rossi on these tires. Now this is the most basic grade tire that a Pirelli can offer. Coming to point number 4, the fuel tank capacity of this motorcycle. Now if you're planning to use this motorcycle for touring, that means you will have to make a regular stops. Now this motorcycle gives an average between 20 to 25 kilometers per liter. That means the capacity of 13.7 liters in this tank will give you a range of not more than 250 kilometers. In my recent ride, my fellow rider was riding a Mojo who had a range of 500 kilometers on every fill up. That means he was getting irritated every time I had to make a fuel stop. Now that sums up my bad points about this motorcycle.